Chan, I can assure you she has not forgotten about you. She actually has been very, very present, but you're not recognizing the signs. And I just sent you a message, but I thought I'd send a video just to help explain it better. So, what I often tell people is if they're not seeing signs or they don't feel them around, to be specific and ask them for a sign and be very specific about what you want. Spirits are very good at manipulating animals. So, for instance, for me, the sign that I knew my brother was near was a cardinal. I had never seen a cardinal, or I should never say never, but I had rarely seen a cardinal like live. And when I asked my brother to come in the form of a cardinal, I saw them every day for 7 years. So I go from not seeing a cardinal to seeing cardinals daily. And I don't mean just, ooh, a flyby cardinal. I mean, when I was walking my dog, a cardinal would perch on a tree and stare at me. Or, it was that evident. And for my mom, it was a white butterfly. So my brother came to her in the form of a white butterfly. I now live somewhere where there are no cardinals. So I said to my brother, now what are you going to send me? Because there are no cardinals here. And a white butterfly flew in front of my face while I was swimming in a pool. And I thought, okay. So he has now switched that to a white butterfly here while I am living in the Dominican Republic. So ask your mom for a sign and be specific on what that is. It could be a knocking sound. It could be hearing chimes. It could be a bird, a butterfly, something that you will easily identify and recognize. And she will oblige. But I always say be open to how it's delivered. So, for instance, if you ask for a sign like a butterfly or let's say a feather, you want to see feathers, which is a sign, or coins are also a good sign of our loved ones being around when you find coins all over the place. So, when you ask for something like a feather, it may come in the form of a feather, a real feather, but it could also be that all of a sudden you're seeing feathers show up on all your social media pictures, or that you're out and about and there's a billboard and in the picture is a feather. So it could be in whatever form. It's going to be in whatever way that she can connect and communicate with you. So ask. What is my biggest takeaway communicating with spirit? Awesome question. Let me tell you. The things I hear the most from spirit are, if only I knew then what I know now. If only I had lived more while I had the chance. The things humans think are important are not important. Time to reprioritize your life. Stuff is just stuff. Go out and make memories. Those last a lifetime. Death is the easy part. It was living that was hard. And one thing no spirit has ever relayed to me, ever, is that they wished they worked more. Do we all have the ability to become a medium, or is it something you are born with? I love this question. Thank you for asking it, Zach, because this is actually something that I'm working towards, because everybody has the ability to connect with spirit, to be a medium, to be a psychic medium. We all intuitively have that ability. Some more than others. Some are just more in tune with it. And it can be learned. And so what's exciting about this, and I've already started putting it out there, I have a product in the link in my bio, which is teaching you how to connect with a deceased loved one yourself. And it's a guided meditation to help you learn to make that connection. My own experience with this is I was very in tune as a child. I communicated with my guardian angel and my mom thought it was an imaginary friend. But I could see her. I played with her. She looked like me. And it turned out she is my twin. That I didn't know I was a twin until my mom told me 10 years ago, I was telling a story, that I was supposed to be a twin, and my twin died in utero. And it was then everything made sense to me. And it wasn't, life happens and things happen to you. And for me, there was a bunch of trauma, there was a bunch of trying to repress emotions. And it wasn't until the rug was pulled out from under me when my brother was killed very unexpectedly that I was thrown into this turmoil. And it was through my healing process that I tapped back into those abilities, and here I am. And so for me, it is so important to help people through their grief process in learning to understand that they themselves can connect to their loved ones. They can connect to spirit, to their angel team. And it is so important that we do. So thank you for asking this question, because I want to shout it from the rooftops. I want everybody to know that this isn't a special gift that I do, that everybody can do it. What's it like being psychic? It's awesome, but it sucks. Let me explain. I love being able to help people, and it brings me such joy to relay information that can help people on their life journey. Where it sucks is that it's hard for me to tap into getting that same information for myself. This is mostly because I don't trust the info when it pertains to me, because I think I'm biased and skewing the information that's coming through. So oftentimes intuitives go to others for readings. Where the true joy comes into play is when you can help someone heal or move forward in their grief, or connect them to a deceased loved one, and they can heal and sense their presence without needing me. Or when you can help people make decisions or find answers based on what feels intuitively right for them, rather than making decisions based on social pressure from family or friends. Life gets messy, so I look at it from the perspective that I help people clean up their spiritual houses, which is ironic because I hate cleaning. Like real cleaning, not spiritually cleaning. So weird that I made that reference. And now my angels are laughing at me. Thank you so much for that message. You have no idea how much that means to me. I'm a survivor. I lost my brother to unaliving himself. I'm a PTSD survivor, and I know what it likes to feel incredibly, incredibly alone. And my goal in life is for other people not to feel that. So I want people to know they're never alone. And so thank you for that message, because it means the world to me. So I want to point out this comment because I think there's a lot of us who feel similarly to this comment that was sent to me. Your messages are always clean and relate to what so many are going through yet can't voice. My husband died a few months ago. Since then, I am going to manic attacks of grief. Being alone, I have no one to whom I can voice my feelings. So I know this feeling all too well, and I know that there are many of you out there who are feeling the same. And this is why I do what I do. I want us to connect. I want so desperately for you to know that you are not alone, that we are out there, that there is a community of people that can come together and who can help each other through, because we've been deep in grief and we know what that feeling is like, unfortunately. And unfortunately as well, we go through grief more than once. I wish it was only a one-time deal, but we know that throughout our lifetime, we will lose many people. So I've created a community to help all of us get through. And I call it the Grief Relief Community. And it's a membership. It's $15 a month. We get together live once a month on Zoom where we can talk about these feelings. There's no judgment. There's no confusion. as to whether or not we will be accepted for how we're feeling, and there are no wrong feelings. And we seem to think that grief should only be sadness, but it's so much more. There's anger, there's confusion, there's desperation, and of course, there is that deep-seated sorrow that we just can't describe or explain unless somebody else has experienced it as well. So I'm creating this community because I want there to be somewhere for all of us to go and to be together, and to know that at any time we can shoot out a message and know that somebody will be there listening, somebody will be there responding, and somebody will be there fully understanding what that feeling is like for us, what we're going through, because grief ebbs and flows. It's not linear by any means. And so there are moments we feel like we're okay and all is going well. And then we get triggered and we get smacked in the face with it, and we don't know what to do next. So I've created this grief relief community so that we have somewhere to go. So join me now. The link is in my bio. And let's create that space for all of us to learn, to grow, and to support each other through grief. People ask me all the time, how do they receive messages from their loved ones? So I had an experience a couple days ago. I've been going through a tough time, and for the first time in a long time, I asked my brother, who died in 2013. I said, you need to help me. I need guidance. You need to give me a sign, show me a sign that everything is going to be okay. And an hour later, I received a message from one of his best friends who I haven't heard from in at least a decade. And I started to cry because I asked my brother for a sign and he obliged through his best friend. And so when I get asked those questions, how do I know they're around me? Ask them for a sign. They will show you.